Hey, welcome back. If you are new here, I am a flower farmer, gardener, and just generally a flower lover. Today I'm going to be showing you how I harvest and arrange my bouquets. I sell the bouquets just at a local little store we have in our community. I also do subscriptions and just custom orders as well. So here I am with my ranunculus. It was a little bit of a sad harvest this year. I think I had some rodent pressure, definitely some vole hills, so they were probably to blame, but that's okay. Every year it is different, and every season we have different things blooming. Next, I have some Feverfew. This is always a great performer. This is the single variety, the little bit more daisy opened petal. I grow pretty much all Feverfew varieties on my farm here, but I love all of them. They are just no fuss, constantly putting out different flushes and blooms. Very long vase life as well. So yeah, definitely love this plant. So here I am just kind of taking it away from the fence. I have so much Feverfew. I'm just sort of strategically taking it from where it's growing a little bit too wild. So near this little fence that keeps the dogs out, I'm getting rid of that. Stripping the lower leaves just to make sure we don't have any bacteria in the water and that type of thing. It's been a really nice spring actually. The weather's been great. Lots of early blooms from the perennials and such. Lots of good things happening. And then moving on to some of my Yarrow patch. I have it just mixed in with my mixed border. So this is probably Colorado mix, which is just sort of a pastel, but a little bit of the more bold pink tones as well. I did grow summer pastels as well, Cerise Queen. Similarly to Feverfew, I just like every Yarrow, and I just want to grow every single one because it is just one of the easiest fillers that you can grow. So I definitely love that. And then this was Foxglove that I had planted, I guess 2 years ago, since it's a biennial. And it is just pumping out stems. It is so great. And I know lots of people say foxglove is toxic, which it is, but most animals do have instincts, I find. And I've never heard of an animal actually getting sick from this. And of course, I let my customers know to keep it out of reach of their young children or indoor cats and that thing as well. It's just such a beautiful flower, and it's sort of a gap flower as well when it blooms, before all of your summer hot annuals are coming in, after your early spring flowers. So it's just a really good timing for when it is blooming as well. And then here we are at the actual flower farmer. Before we were just around the yard. This area took over with weeds. I think since then I've weeded it a little bit, but it's been a little bit insane this year with weeds. I don't know about you, but weed pressure has been pretty intense. So again, more Feverfew. This is the Tetra White, which is just like the fluffier double Feverfew. Really love this one too. It's probably my second favorite, or maybe tied for first with just the single classic open-faced Feverfew. Here it is with those little beautiful blooms. And then moving on to stock, I'm growing a few different stocks. I forget which one this is, but I'll put it on the screen. I got quite a few doubles with this one. Oh, Antique Rose, I want to say. I think it's Antique Rose. Yeah, lots of doubles in this variety. I know you can be selective as you're growing and sort of determine early on to see which one's doubles, but as you can see, I grew quite a few doubles, so happy with that. And this is a new status to me. This is Pink Poker status, and I'm loving it. It is just pumping out blooms. Like I said, this video was from a few weeks ago. I'm just editing it now, but that Pink Poker status is definitely my favorite. So if you haven't grown it, yeah, definitely grow it. Try it out for yourself. And then we've got some probably 4th year Snapdragons. They seem to come back pretty reliably for me. You can see I've got Yarrow mixed in there as well that I need to come out and pull out. I'm just waiting to see what color the Yarrow is, because I do always love the pink, so I'm waiting to see if it's pink, but if it's the common white, I'm just gonna pull it. So here we are, just getting all the different Snapdragons I have, stripping the leaves, like I said, to make sure there's no leaves below the water line. And then we're moving on to Sweet William dianthus. So this is also a biennial. I planted these probably late summer last year, maybe fall. I am so impressed with this plant. I'm going to always grow it every single year because I just think it is such a reliable workhorse. Again, another gap flower. When not many things are blooming, it's just pumping out tons of stems. This was just a packet I had gotten at my grocery store, and I thought, oh, I'll try that. It's $2. Threw it in, and I'm just so impressed. But I do see Sweet William or dianthus on quite a few of the different seed companies. I'm also flicking off some of the blister beetles that sort of tend to hang out on some of these flowers. They're annoying, but yeah, just flicking them off gets them away. So just harvesting all of these Sweet William. Like I said, I also love the variety of color too. You can see there's the magenta all the way down to like white, almost maybe a muted soft pink. Stripping the leaves off these are not as easy. They are sort of like a carnation. Well, they are the carnation family, and it's a little bit more difficult to get every single leaf off. So it takes a little bit more to harvest, but definitely worth it because that pop of color in bouquets is just so beautiful. And then here we are in my humble little flower shed. I just love this shed. We bought this shed as a kit from cedarsheds.ca. I think they sell in the States as well, maybe .com. Anyway, it was just such a beautiful little shed. So easy to put together. You can see it's in panels, but whatever, we're not talking about the flower shed. So this is where I arrange my flowers, and thankfully not any reason why we would have chosen this location, but it just stays so much cooler in this shed. I can store my flowers in buckets for most of the day, and they actually don't wilt, and they actually do great. So that was a really happy accident. So yeah, definitely love this little shed. I don't even open the windows. It's just a great little shed for productivity and storing all of my things, and just to have a dedicated space to keep it out of my kitchen. But anyway, this is the method I use for sort of assembly line bouquets. So today I'm only doing 4. It's a pretty small country market store where I do leave my bouquets. A few times a week I drop them off. So I'm doing 4 today. Usually weekends I might do 6. Sometimes I've done 8, but not very often. So anyway, here's 4 bouquets, just laying them down. I do sort of have a method to my madness. When I do have a variety of colors, I do tend to put more of the muted ones to my left and then the darker ones to the right, just to sort of give customers a variety of choices. So then we have a little bit more of a muted pastel bouquet option, and then also a little bit more vibrant one. But today we're doing all the same because I did have a little bit more of the same types of colors and shades. So they're all sort of the same, different shades of pink, I would say, in these. So here we are, we're laying them out. I tried to make sure I've got at least 2 or 3 Feverfew. That takes up the bulk of the filler, and then I would say 2 or 3 Yarrow as well, maybe more depending on what's blooming. 3 spike interest, which is usually Snapdragons or Foxglove, or the status, that's the pink pokers. And then I try to do, I don't know, 3 to 5 focal flowers, and then whatever else I have blooming as well. But that's sort of the way I'm doing it. Once all my piles are made, I am then starting to arrange in my hand. So I do put an elastic band on these bouquets to finish them off. So holding them in my hand sort of gives me that view to see if it's going to be balanced and arranged well, sort of making it pleasing to the eye. Even though most people probably arrange them themselves. I still want to make them look presentable, of course. So here we are. Like I said, I start with the filler flowers or the foliage. There's no foliage in this one, just the filler flowers. Then I'm adding my spike interest, trying to make sure that it's sort of evenly placed and balanced. Nothing sort of grouped together, rather just spread evenly throughout the bouquet. Same with colors, just kind of keeping an eye to make sure all the colors are sort of placed properly. And then moving in with my Sweet William, which is more, I guess, sort of my focal flower in this bouquet. Just making sure, again, that it's sort of everywhere that your eye would travel, you see a little bit of the Sweet William. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. But this is sort of the method I've been using the last few years. And it seems to be getting easier for me. The more I make bouquets, definitely the more pleasing they are to my eye, but also the speed too. I definitely feel like I'm getting a little bit quicker with my bouquets. And then I use this guillotine, I'm not sure, stem cutter, whatever it is. I think I got it off Amazon. It is so handy and it probably will save my hands in the long run by cutting individual stems. So anyway, cutting those stems just so that they're even to make sure that they're all going to absorb the water, and then wrapping an elastic band and then wrapping around the entire bouquet, and then again to finish off around a few of the stems, and that seems to secure the stems. And then another Amazon purchase are these floral wraps, these sleeves, paper, whatever they're called. I stamp with my business name and then a toxic beware caution sort of stamp as well, because I am including Foxglove in this bouquet. So just folding on an angle seems to look really, really nice. And then I'm just stacking the papers as I'm going. Again, assembly line typically saves a lot of time if you're gonna kind of do one task over and over. And then I choose to use twine. Some people use tape or staples, but I like twine to just wrap the paper around my bouquets. And then laying the bouquet, I just sort of gather both sides, tie it up, and then we're done. This has also been something over time I've just sort of gotten used to. The height, I guess, of the paper or the height of the flowers. I'm just playing with what works, but there's definitely preferences involved as well. I notice other people do it differently, and that's totally fine. This is what works for me, and I really feel pretty proud at the end of the day when I'm making these bouquets. But yeah, there's also it's an art form, so everybody does it differently. So here are our finished 4 bouquets. Like I said, I bring bouquets a few times, probably 3 times during the week to the little community store or country store nearby. It's really nice. It's like 5 minutes away. It's so great. And then of course I take pictures and videos, put it on my social media to let my customers know that we have fresh stock, fresh bouquets that are available for purchase. I've heard that including your face makes the post a little bit more popular, so I just get used to being in front of the camera. Of course, having a channel helps as well, but here we go. This is typically what I post, and then individual photos as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was informative, and I'll see you next time. Bye.